evening, everybody. Joe Tessitore and Teddy Atlas welcoming you to the famed New York Arena here in Midtown Manhattan for tonight's opening 3 minutes of this 10-round fight.
Cover up.
Mike Tyson's work in training camp is now paying off. Do you see the accuracy and the effectiveness with that combination? Well, Tyson sees this just about every time he steps into the ring. He's up against a taller man here.
Yeah, but he also understands that once he starts getting close, guess what? That guy becomes a midget.
A shooting right hand by Mike Tyson. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. Mike Tyson's doing well here with that two-punch combination. And coming upon the halfway mark of this 3-minute round. See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. He's committed to the combination punching now. It's working out well up top. Blocks away that headshot. Combos. He had his eyes set on the uppercut, but was unable to land it. Here's one for you now, he says. Right back with the left hand. A little head hunting with the right. There's another left hand from him. What a great job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by Muhammad Ali. End of this round. Joe and Teddy sitting ringside with you. It gives us time to reflect on the bigger picture of boxing. You know, it was interesting. We had a fan walk up to you earlier today and say, hey, I know you learned everything from the legendary Cus D'Amato, the great trainer. And he said to you, what's the one thing you took away from all your years with Cus? What did you say to him?
Well, it wasn't a paycheck, I'll tell you that much, because Cus didn't believe in paying you for that. He said you're going to college, you're getting a valuable education, and you're not even being forced to pay a tuition. So I understood that. We worked 7 days a week, so there was no union. Cus believed in working on Sundays, so you couldn't go complain and say I'm being overworked. But I think seriously that the most important thing that I learned, of course, that from a technical standpoint, you have to be really secure in those areas. No matter how much talent a fighter has, you have to teach them right, teach them the fundamentals, but mentally. You have to understand that a fighter's really always under fear. And you have to understand those dimensions, those parameters. And you have to be able to find a way to get in there, understanding how he feels mentally, and understanding how that can impair his judgment, stop him from doing simple physical things.
A little give and take, and here comes the left hand. How important are these mental gymnastics that Muhammad Ali twists and turns, like his pre-fight antics with Sonny Liston, in terms of him getting the results that he wants?
Well, I think he looks for two things. It's a double-edged sword. One is that, you know, he can kind of invade the psyche of his opponent, weaken him a little bit. But it's also for himself. It's to build himself up, to give himself something to aspire to, something to make sure that he lives up to. Puts himself on a spot that now he has to be sure that he handles.
Well off the mark by Muhammad Ali. Ali blocks it. We count down the final moments of this round. Mike Tyson with a big uppercut. And we come to the end of round number 2. Tyson's defense is going to need to shine when he gets back out there. I mean, just look at the close-up of that cut we're seeing.
Yeah, he's got to use his legs. You're right, Joe. He's got to get out there and buy some time for those medicines to work.
He gets hit, but he gives it right back. Tyson's putting together punch stats tonight that fall right in line with what his strategy is. Outside fighter, throwing lots of jabs, landing lots of jabs.
Well, what it is the jab is the table setter, and the jab tonight has set up the table where he's been able to eat whenever he's wanted.
Oh, he took some damage, but he gave some back with the right hand. And now he's targeting upstairs.
Use the ring. Use the ring.
A huge right hand from Mike Tyson. You know, we're early in this fight, but Ali's energy may come into question soon. He's throwing a lot of punches, Teddy.
Yeah, and his mental energy, too. I'm wondering if he's getting a little discouraged that his opponent is not showing a lot of effect from all those shots.
Oh, and he's got something for him himself, and it's a left hand. He got hit, but he sends it right back. Ali's putting his punches together now. That's a nice combination.
Just like that. Just like that.
That was not well targeted by Mike Tyson. 10 seconds to go in this third round.
Looking good.
And we come to the end of the round. As we start round number 4, not a lot separating these guys. Sometimes you can steal a round or two just by being the busier guy.
Yeah, reminds me a little bit about those legendary stories the old-timers used to tell me about Rocky Marciano. You know, they used to say that he used to hit the guy's arms. You know, he wasn't scoring clean, but he was keeping his opponent from scoring back. And then later in the fight, he was disabling his opponent from coming back.
Do you see any way in which he can take his opponent's aggression and turn it against him?
Yeah, the perfect way. I mean, boxing 101, counterpunching. You got a guy coming at you, no better way than to change his mind. Make him miss, make him pay.
Little volume punching to the body there. Not the most accurate uppercut you'll see. And now he scores well with a straight right.
Keep those hands up.
Comes right back at him with a left hand. Good, solid double jab by Muhammad Ali. Ali's punch is far off the target. Lands flush with the two-punch combo by Muhammad Ali. Body shot lands. It was the right. And round 4 comes to an end. Ali's has to prove that he's a deep stretch runner here right now. I think he's slightly trailing as this fight comes to the later stages. But you can see his corner imploring him to go out and win it.
Keep boxing. Come on, in and out. Side to side. You understand?
Back to live action now in what has been a closely contested fight. One of those fights that somebody is still waiting to break through and be a difference maker in. Tyson's doing exactly what we expected him to do. He laid out the game plan. I want to win it on the outside. The jab's been there all night.
Yeah, well, that's where it starts if you want to win it on the outside. You know, you're not going to do it with your feet. This is not kickboxing. you know, you're going to do it with your jab. And that's exactly, it's boxing 101. Control range, control distance, control the jab.
A well-targeted jab that time.
And that's exactly what you need when you want to stay on the outside. Something to keep you away from your opponent.
He missed by a mile. That wasn't even close by Muhammad Ali. Got to be accurate to send the combination to the body, and he does that. Halfway into round number 5 here.
Hook off the jab.
See him timing that double jab to the head. Tyson's nose is starting to bleed. How about a return to sender with the left hand? Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by Muhammad Ali. Jab right hand. Fine looking right hand by Mike Tyson. Ali's way off the mark. That punch didn't have a chance. Final 10 seconds of this 5th round. Good step back, counter punch there.
Beautiful.
Nice round. That was good. Keep that up. You got it.
Sixth round now underway. Let's see who can really come on here in the second half of this fight. Off the target by Mike Tyson. Basic but beautiful. Jab, left hand. Tyson's doing a good job of putting his punches together. His opponent's got to be wondering, how do I stop this?
Well, right now, you made a good point there, because right now his opponent is wondering too much. You know, he's just busy blocking the punches, wondering about the combinations. He's not getting off.
And banging away he goes. Perfectly executed combination. Ali's down. He's going to have to beat the count.
1, 2, 3.
I give him a lot of credit for even getting up from that knockdown, but he still has to impress and move forward here.
Yeah, I applaud him. I give him credit, but I also recognize that he's in good shape. That's one of the reasons he got up.
And you see how he just set the table for that right hand after the jabs. Halfway through round 6. Left hand coming into play by Mike Tyson. Hits him in the mug with the right.
Watch that.
Right hand over the top, very accurate with it. Tyson's combination punching is working well here. Overhand right can be so effective. Tyson's giving his opponent fits right here. His head movement is making for such an elusive target.
Yes, it is. Now the opponent has to make an adjustment. He has to realize that he's finding air more than he's finding any surface up top. So go downstairs to the place that's not moving, down to the body. That'll start to take away some of that head movement.
You need to capitalize on his misses, okay? I want to see that counter hook.
Ali's got to be so careful here, Teddy. He was knocked down in the last round, and you know his opponent's going to be gunning for him here at the start of this round.
But this is where you walk a tightrope, so to speak, because if he's too careful, as you alluded to, guess what? His opponent walks in, and the fight's going to get stopped. So, yeah, he's got to be smart, but he's also got to pitch something at his opponent, chuck something at his opponent to keep him off a little bit, too.
by Mike Tyson. Comes right back at him with a left. Did you see that? And once again, he goes down. The question is, can he rise up again?
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10.
It's over. The fight is over. Mike Tyson's gunned down yet another opponent. A knockout victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, by way of knockout, your winner.
I like the way he finished things tonight, Teddy. Mike Tyson, your winner by knockout in a fight that he controlled throughout.
Well, I'm glad you liked it, and just as importantly, or more importantly, his trainer, his manager, and his promoter like it, because that means that he's going to be easy to sell now to television.
For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. Have yourself a great night.